Dead people.
Dead people walking.
Previously on Gunslinger's Gateway. Locke, Gil, Druzy, Nazar, Moonshadow, and Roots run into no shortage of combat on their way to Seepridge. They defeated a religious cult on the shores of the river, but not before one of its members said some cryptic things about Moonshadow's home of Emta. Then, further down the river, the party was greeted by a group of automatons who took particular interest in Gilbert. After some sweet talking and quick negotiations from the stallion, the automatons left the group alone. But that wasn't the end of their eventful trip. What is it that attacked their camp in the middle of the night this time?
You don't seem to notice it at first, but all of a sudden you hear a... Druzy does a 16 hit?
Yep.
Take 2 slashing damage as when you stretch, this a long sword comes down and just cuts part of your forearm. And as it turns to you, it grabs your shoulder and its fingers clench into your shoulder. And you see a pale bluish tinted skin, a face that's kind of pulled back, and just kind of necrotic-y looking features as this creature looks you dead in the eyes and just breathes in deeply. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, gross. I'm not good at those.
We will.
16.
Cool. You managed not to get that happen to you.
I'm gonna scream.
Fair. I think you'd probably scream as soon as you get cut.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna scream.
Okay. And it's when it's bad when you're being held still. You can still move and do things, but this creature is holding you, and you can see 4 other beings shamble up to your campsite. I'd like you to roll for initiative. What?
So, Al, because we were talking,
Sentinel.
a sentinel attack on that, or were we looking?
No, because your perception was so low, you didn't notice it.
10.
Moonshadow.
13.
Nazar.
10.
Roots.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
We're in this fight, Trendo.
Druzy.
15.
Lockrin.
4.
Gilbert.
18.
Roots.
11.
I paid attention. Okay, here we go. Everyone except Moonshadow and Druzy, you are in a surprise round, so you cannot act this first round.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to start at the top. This creature that is on Druzy is going to take their longsword and attempt to put it through your stomach. And they miss.
Thank God.
But they still are looking at you. And they breathe in again. And that's a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Your hit point maximum reduces by 6.
That's not great.
Drusilla, it's your turn. Well, let me set it up really quick, and you guys can see where you want to be.
Okay, yeah. Because I have some AoE stuff that I don't know if it'll work, because I don't know where they are. Is the one, so the big metal one is the one that's attacking me right now?
Yep.
Yeah, I can only get 2. Then I will have the metal one by me, and then also the pointy fire orange boy make a con save.
The one fails, and the other one has a 14.
14 passes.
Okay.
So the one that failed will take 13 thunder damage.
Oof.
The one that passed only takes 6.
Nice. Okay, Druzy. Moonshadow.
Okay. I'm gonna try and hit whatever's closest. Or actually, the one that's on Druzy. I'm gonna hit the one that's on Druzy.
Okay.
That's an 11 to hit.
No.
How about a 12?
No.
Good. That's my turn. I'm just gonna yell.
Okay.
Okay.
First one on the Czar. 11 to hit. No.
Who?
You.
Oh, no.
2 on Roots. The first one misses. The second one misses. And then the one on Moonshadow also fucking misses. Get out of here.
No, keep him.
Back to top with Gilbert.
All right. Awakened out of my stupor, and even before my shift too. I'm gonna help Roots out here, my good old watch and boat partner, to beat the shit out of this undead ghoul. Well, that's not a great start. 8 to hit.
That hits.
Oh my god. Wow. Dealing 8 bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
And then as a bonus action, I would like to hit again.
Go ahead.
With 13 to hit.
That hits.
Dealing 4 bludgeoning damage.
Oof. And its head kind of cracks a little bit, and it looks at you and goes,
Into this. Should I?
Drusilla.
Alright. I'm gonna... there's the one is still on me, right?
Correct.
That's only an 11 to hit.
Mm-mm.
Okay, then, as a bonus action, I'm gonna give Bardic Inspiration to Moonshadow. Something iffy about whatever it was we were talking about when the zombies attacked. Stuff we did in RP.
Okay. Moonshadow.
Lady, I'm gonna still try and hit the one that's on Druzy. This one doesn't hit. The second one is a natural 19, which is a crit.
Nice.
That's 12 points of slashing damage.
Damn, son. Damn, son.
I'm fueled with vision. It's not my fault I get drunk on one cocktail.
Roots!
Is it Roots' turn?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, well, I come in my flame sword.
How many slots have you used for that?
This is the second one.
Okay.
There was one yesterday and then one today, but I think it's still
No,
yesterday.
it's still the same day. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's only
Okay.
this is the second.
Yeah, see? I know things.
I know, but I'm just keeping track.
No, that was a complete guess.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Action.
Okay. then, which is the one that Gil's attacking?
The one that's on you.
Well, you've got 2 on you, Roots. You can get the other one.
Oh.
Or if you want to kill this one, I don't care.
There was a gray or an orange one near me, right?
Yeah.
Which one?
I hit the gray one.
You hit I'll hit the orange one then.
There you go.
21.
That hits.
Hit. 15 fire damage.
15, thank you.
Yeah.
Nizar, it's your turn.
Dope. So as I wake up from Druzy's scream, my immediate reaction is to reach over and I'm gonna grab my hand axe and I'm gonna stand up, and I'm gonna move for the speckled looking D4, the one that's closest to me.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to hit that one.
Strategize.
That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
4 damage, 4 slashing.
Cool. Locker in.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my channel divinity. Have them make a con save. The save is 14.
Well, the zombies make it, and the white makes it.
Okay, so they all still take 5 radiant damage, and then as a bonus action, I'm going to summon my spiritual weapon and have it attack the one that's on Druzy. So I explode with light, and then it coalesces into a sword that you've seen a few times now.
Well, no, this is actually kind of the first time that I've actually got to look at it. Every time I've been stumbling drunk, or I've been there.
And I got a nat 20 on that sword attack.
So Gilbert's just looking at his hands like,
yes.
I'm assuming the one that's attacking Druzy is the white.
Yes.
Okay.
Fine.
Wyatt.
So that's going to be 18 radiant damage on the white.
It sizzles when it gets cut, and it as it's dying, it digs its claws deeper into Druzy's shoulder, but it falls. You have a dead hand on your arm now.
Is it attached to its hand still, or is from the Adam's family? It's just the hand is on my shoulder.
No, it's the whole thing still attached to you, so you have this thing digging into you. But yeah, to the top with Gilbert.
I guess I'm gonna keep wailing on this zombie.
Guard, quiet.
That's a natural 1.
You biff hard, man. You go too wide and you smack Roots on the shoulder.
Sorry, Roots.
Drew.
Bonus action. That hit 17 to hit.
Yeah.
4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Druzy.
I'm gonna just shoot a ray of frost at the next one that I can see. I think that's the orange boy.
Yep.
Okay. That's a 23.
Yeah, that hits. Fuck.
It's only 3 damage. Slowed down by 10 feet per round for this next round.
3 damage?
Yeah.
It succeeds, so. Okay. It looks like it falls a little bit, and then it kind of straightens back up. And
Thank you.
It's good.
Moonshadow.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the one that's been attacking me now.
Yep.
Right. That's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
9 slashing damage.
9.
Bonus action. That's a natural 20.
Hell yeah.
Crit City.
Crit City in here.
That's another 8 slashing damage.
Okay. It also kind of drops, but then its neck cracks and it refocuses on you. Roots.
Alright, I'm gonna attack the same one as before with my flame sword.
Get it?
That's 6 to hit.
No. Nizar.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep trying to bust up this boy. That is a 16 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. That's gonna deal 9 slashing damage.
As you kind of carve into it, it goes down, and its shoulders crack several times, and it readjusts its head to look at you kind of lazily.
Dope.
Okay. Lochran.
So we're just gonna go on a upcast guiding bolt against the nearest zombie.
Fight.
And miss.
Nice. Good one.
So there goes 5d6 of radiant energy, but I used my bonus action, so like it was a feint. I like sent the bolt one way, and the sword's gonna come from the other way, and I get that's a 21 to hit.
Yes.
Peanuts, get your peanuts.
Oh hell yeah! Max damage. 12 radiant damage against the nearest zombie.
And the sword goes through it, and it goes and falls over. A crumple of bones and leathery, bluish skin.
So, sorry, you broke up a little bit. Did this one actually die?
Yes. Gilbert. Wait, nope.
Oh.
My turn. Miss. Miss. God damn it, man. Natural 20 on Moonshadow.
I'm excited about that.
Can I put this play under review?
This is critting on 6 damage.
Do you need healing?
Gilbert, your turn.
Alright. I guess I'm gonna keep wailing on this one little guy. I've never seen someone take so much 18 to hit.
That hits.
Let's get, that's 6 bludgeoning.
It fails. And you just crush its skull in, and you can feel the teeth and everything, and its nose just cave in around your hand. And just, like, there's some, like, mucusy kind of on your face.
And then I'll bonus action I'll move. And I'll go punch the one that Roots has been hitting.
Yeah.
7 to hit.
No.
Okay.
Druzy.
Same bat time, same bat channel. That's a 13 to hit.
Yep.
Nice. 2 cold damage.
Woo! It moves a little bit slower towards Moonshadow, or towards Roots, but doesn't seem phased. Moonshadow.
Okay. Still on the one that's on me. That doesn't hit. Natural 20. 7 slashing damage.
You cut through it, and you can feel it give a little bit, and it goes right through, and it just collapses. There's one zombie left. So, Roots.
Yeah. Is it the one that's on me, the one that's left?
No, it's the one on the Tsar.
Oh. How far away is it from me?
Within walking distance.
Sweet. I'll walk there. I'm going to hit it with my flame sword. Ooh, that's 23.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright. 6 flame damage.
It's still up.
Damn it.
And it's burning now.
Oh, God.
It smells revolting. Nazar.
Natural 20!
Oh, my God. It's just crit city.
That's gonna deal 14 slashing damage.
And you just watch Roots in defeat go, and you just go right down its skull.
Nice.
And with that, you beat this weird encounter that you've never really seen before.
A horde of walkers.
Dead people.
Dead people walking.
I want to look over the bodies.
Okay.
I want to eat them. I'm kidding. This is really just odd character change.
Oh, God.
Nazar's gonna clean off his axe and then get back in his bedroll.
I just cleaned off my axe and I'm getting back into my bedroll. From my bedroll, I'm gonna yell at Gilbert and say, "Do you still have your stone?"
I checked my pocket. Do I still have my stone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay, I'm gonna roll over.
A better place for that.
Is the hand still attached to Druzy?
I mean, I'm assuming she has shook it off by now.
Oh, okay. It was a flavor hand, not a mechanical hand.
Yeah.
I'm here for the flav.
Okay.
Let's call it Flavatown.
And I need that combat off a flip flop.
No. Maybe if you find a cheese cart.
I have a big old hole in my legging.
Oh, wow.
Girl, I feel the chub rub is real. I literally threw out 4 pairs of pants yesterday when I was cleaning out my closet. I was like, all of these have chub rub, and I thought I was gonna fix them somehow. No,
Just nervous. When you have powerful thighs, it's a real problem.
girl, I got you. Literally, I love that you use the word powerful. Me and my friend.
I wanted to look over the bodies.
Okay. Make a medicine check.
That's a 19.
You can see that you're not really sure why the dead are walking again, but it doesn't seem natural, and it's not your forte, but you feel that something's fishy.
Awesome. Were there like any markings or anything that I discovered on them?
They have, people from your experience, you've seen people turn ashen and very pale and less blood, but there's a very blue pigmentation to their skin.
Great.
Would an Arcana check help out here, perhaps?
No.
Damn.
Last shift.
Heyo.
Make your rolls, boys.
Let's do it.
Them nasty boys.
Oh, God.
17.
Surprisingly, nothing happens.
Ah, sweet. Just a calm night of drinking at 4 a.m.
There's a calm night of drinking at 4
Oh my god.
Snacking on sex.
Snout.
Pure sin at this hour. It's sin o'clock.
So
The witching hour.
So begins your second day of travel down the Cumnit River.
Can you spell that for me?
K-U with the 2 dots above it,
An umlaut.
an umlaut, an L, an M, an N, and a T.
I'd
Question.
like to solve the puzzle.
Has our hero's feast worn off?
Yes.
We're back to normal?
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, you're staying.
You guys are starting to pack up for the day, put out. You guys didn't make a fire. You guys are just putting stuff out. And you take your boats to the river, and you toss them in, and say, "Be boats." And you guys, as you're shoving off, and you make your way about pretty quickly. It's a fast hour, very calm and serene. You get to the delta, and you see a black bear catching fish between the water of the river and into Basin Lake. And it's just going and like chomping in real hard.
Hell
And as you guys kind of just float on by, it like grabs another. It has 2 fish in its mouth, and it looks at you and goes, "Woo!"
Yeah.
And then it kind of just trudges off up the hill.
Hell yeah. I love Alaska.
As you guys continue on, today, much like yesterday, was cold, except it feels colder on the lake, and the winds are a little bit harsher today, so everything is kind of biting a little bit more. It still is Raelians after all. So it's not warm yet. Kind of the slush season.
Yeah.
Mud season. It's very much mud season. But you guys have a pretty uneventful morning. The ability to munch on some trail mix that somebody has in their grandpa pouch.
Okay, I feel attacked. Very relatable content.
You should feel seen.
I do.
You don't want to fake Newton.
As you guys are kind of out pretty, you're about in the middle of, you're still kind of keeping with the shore. Actually, yeah, Nazar, I need you to make another navigation check.
You mean survival?
Yeah.
Nasty, ugly 20. He's a dirty boy.
This is easy. You've already been down on this lake. You're like, but you're managing to keep just far enough away from shore so you can't be like grabbed from the shore by something. But you're also not out in the middle of the lake.
Like wilderness.
And you guys are just kind of going and going. And off in the distance, about 2:30, 3 o'clock probably, you notice that there is a capsizing boat and there's somebody yelling for help out further in the lake. And they don't look to be doing so well.
What do they look like?
Well, the only one that sees it is Locke, because he's got elf eyes.
Okay. Yeah, I would point it out. It's like, I think someone might need assistance. Can I see if are there any like colors or flags, or can I tell like where this vessel may be out of?
Nope.
Okay.
It seems like a canoe like yourself.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, like Lockwood and Druzy would be.
Run
Getting our wee canoe on.
A wee canoe.
I'm very not strong. We are not strong. Why are we in the same boat?
Yeah, you guys are starting. Okay. And you can...
But anybody else is going to get there faster than us.
Pretty much.
I go with one swoop and go way past.
Yep.
And it's, as you kind of see, you can see it's one person, and you can see like little arms kind of like flailing around trying to grab the boat, but the boat seems to have like a crack in it.
Oh.
And you can see like the hands trying to reach up, and you can see a face kind of like every once in a while.
How deep's the water here?
Pretty deep.
How deep? I'm tall.
Very. It's way deeper than you. It is a lake.
Okay. It is a lake.
As soon as Locke is like within like reaching distance, he like takes the oar and has it like paddle side out to like give to get their hands.
And the young man grabs hold, and you can feel the weight like kind of tug as he tries to pull himself up and grab onto your side of your boat.
Yeah.
Very frantically, and he's coughing, and he's like.
It's like breathe. We've got you. How many people were in the boat?
Me? Thank you. And he starts climbing in more.
Okay, just him?
Yeah, it's just him.
Okay. So then, yeah, I would like help him, like with Druzy's help too, kind of like get him into our boat.
And he kind of lays like with his neck braced on one side of the boat, and then his legs out on the other, and laying on his back, and he's just like heavily panting and breathing.
Can I do a cheeky medicine check to make sure he's not like hurt?
Yeah.
Or like help him like get 24.
He seems okay. Maybe a little bit of water in his lungs.
Okay.
I'm gonna row the boat up next to them, and I'm gonna kind of like and offer a sip of my drink.
I think I've had enough to drink for a little bit.
Ah, all right.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Are you? Well, you're obviously not all right, but are you? Do you feel? Is anything broken?
No, my boat's broken, but that's it.
Were you attacked by something?
I think so. I don't know. It was the boat just cracked and I fell overboard. And I'm not the greatest swimmer, so.
Can I insight that?
Yeah, go ahead.
You nasty liar. That is a 17.
It seems odd, but it's not. It's not a lie.
Okay.
Where are you sailing out of?
I don't really sail, but I'm from Bullfield. Name's Sean Leland Jones. I'm really lucky that you guys were out here. I didn't think I was gonna live to see another day.
And what are you doing out here on the lake? Are you going somewhere or coming or on some sort of errand?
Well, I just like to come out in the lake and just think sometimes, but yeah, that did not go how I wished.
I'd like to insight that.
Go ahead.
Insight that, actually.
Yeah, you and Gilbert can both do that. Sarah, what do you have?
I want to look at the shoreline. I want to see if there's anybody sneaking up on us.
Make a perception check.
17.
17?
That is a...
Perception.
Yes, that's a 13.
You don't see anybody coming along. Gil, you kind of find that odd.
The fact that he comes out here to think and nothing else.
Yeah, that strikes you as not a whole truth.
I'm just thinking if he doesn't sail and he can't swim, why the hell is he going out in the middle of the lake just for fun? That was what my question was, but I didn't roll super high. So.
I'm gonna kind of. I had that same thought. I'm gonna say, well, it's a bit peculiar that you didn't have anything on your boat in case it sank. Most people do.
Didn't think I was gonna get in trouble.
What exactly happened?
Like I said, I rode out here this morning, and I just do a small little lap just to think, clear my mind. I have a lot of stuff on my mind from work, and I just...
And your boat just sank.
Something came up, hit the bottom of my boat, and thankfully you guys found me.
Where do you work and where do you live?
And he kind of sits up in the middle seat, and then, and he's, as he's thinking, he's, I'm from Bullfield. It's just up a little ways. I've been away from work for a little bit, and I work in a butchering stall, and it's kind of a lot. It's hard after a while. Sarah.
Is he human?
Yeah, he's human.
Okay.
Sarah.
While this talking is going on, I want to be like rowed next to his boat, kind of like poking it, trying to lift it up to see if I see anything in it, or like, I don't know, just like checking it to see if it's like, was this crack carved out? Was this actually something that like bashed into it? Like,
Make an investigation check.
Ooh. 5. Right? Yeah,
It's
5.
it's a boat.
Yeah.
This is a great Arby's.
This is a great Arby's. Locke and Gil,
Yeah.
as you're kind of listening, especially Locke because you're right next to him, you're listening to him, and you both kind of have a faint smell of sulfur on the air. You don't think much of it at first, but as this guy's story doesn't sound 110% to you guys, because it's like you catch a whiff right from the get-go, but then you're like, wait, what?
You been smoking drugs, boy?
No.
Beat his ass, making it.
What's that smell?
What smell?
Smells like rotten eggs. Like
sulfur.
Yeah.
Sulfur. What's that?
That'd be
What exactly do you butcher in Bullfield?
Oh, cows.
That's it.
How is that? Do you particularly love cows? Or I'm just wondering why it's so taxing for you. So that we know how best to help.
And he puts his hand on your knee.
Well, not a fan of that.
And he looks at you and he goes, I just hate seeing innocent things get butchered. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
12.
You take 10 psychic damage, and you become memory drained until a short or long rest.
What does that mean? Roll, Raggy.
While memory drained, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from any ability check or attack roll it makes. And his fingers go tighter into your kneecap. A smile crawls across his face, and I'd like you to all roll for initiative.
Okay.
God damn it.
I rolled a 0.
You rolled a 0?
Yeah. I don't want to fight right now. I don't feel like it.
Gilbert.
17.
Okay. Druzy.
6.
Lochran.
7.
Roots.
13.
Moonshadow.
23.
Moonshadow, you are up first.
Okay, I want to ask him in Abyssal, who are you? And what are you doing?
He looks at you really confused and does not understand.
Okay.
Long like sulfur. That was a good tactic.
Gilbert.
Yeah. So I sidled over next to him, so I'm gonna try to grapple him. Oh, I have to attack him first.
Yep.
I will attack. I will go for the punch. That is a 22 to hit,
That hits.
dealing 9 bludgeoning damage.
Oi.
And then I would like to bonus action grapple him.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Cool. And
As you jump from your boat and grab him.
right. So what I kind of want to do now is with the rest of my movement, I want to have him grapple him and then flip him over and let him go
Yeah.
back into the water.
Okay, do that and make just a general dexterity check.
Dexterity. 5.
So when you go to throw him off,
Mhm.
you don't really let go in time, and just the movement and the fact that you're on a canoe in the middle of a lake,
Yeah.
you go backwards with him,
Yeah, that's fine.
and you fall into the water with him.
That was my first idea, but then I was like, let's try to do it without the water. I don't have a swim speed, but like I'm capable of swimming.
Okay. Gilbert is in the water now. Roots!
So is he, though. We know he can. Or unless he was faking it, but...
So, is it a nude day?
Yep.
Yes, it's a new day.
Cool. I threw my flame sword.
We're not new. I mean, you know what? If it works, it works. If it works,
It
it
ain't
works.
broke, don't fix it.
I'm intrigued to see how
I
that goes
take a
in the
little
water.
bite at him.
They're beneath the water surface.
Cool. I take a stab at him anyways.
Okay, I'm assuming you go underwater then?
Yeah.
Now what
That
happens?
monster bone, or,
Does a flame sword work underwater?
It's magical, so...
Yeah, it works.
That's dope.
Okay, so
what kind of hit?
you have to roll with disadvantage though.
Just thought I'd make this combat more interesting.
Certainly did.
9.
I don't know what you said.
Lochran.
Alright, I'm gonna do this guiding bolt into the water where, I see him with Gil.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. 25 to hit.
Yes.
That's 13 points of radiant damage.
Ooh,
It's like,
ouchie.
just like a bolt of divine fire streaks into the water, and the next hit against him has advantage.
Noise. Druzy.
Okay, can I do a ray of frost into the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that.
Remember to subtract 4. Or a d4.
So that's a no. Subtract this. So no. No. Nothing. No.
Okay.
No.
It's Sean's turn.
8.
Let's see what this boy can do.
Natural 18.
That is.
That's his first attack. And then second attack. Luckily for you, misses.
Okay.
Dealing 10 bludgeoning damage.
Well, here's what I'd like to do.
Plus 2 psychic damage.
I'd like to cross counter as a reaction.
13 damage.
And I'm going to reduce the damage by a d10 plus 6. 9, so I take no damage. I take the 2 psychic,
Mm-hmm.
but since I've reduced the melee damage to 0, I can make an attack.
Yep.
It is underwater, so it has a disadvantage. Okay, so 8.
And
Oh, well, that's a natural 1.
as you get hit with the first attack,
Mhm.
you see that he hit with his fist the first attack, and then it missed you, but it like grazed the back of your neck.
Mhm.
That there was like a appendage of somewhere else coming up from behind you. Nazar,
I'm going to swim up to the surface.
it's not your turn.
So,
So
It's not your turn yet.
okay.
do I see anything
Oh,
else
yeah, it
in
was
the
a
water?
reaction.
Is it just Gilbert and Sean?
You just saw them jump in the water, and they're beneath the water surface.
Can I see them beneath the water? Like,
Not
how clear is
really.
the water?
Not really.
No.
You can kind of see movement, but you can't see definitive shape.
How far away are they from me? Like, how far is their blob in the water from me and my boat?
Probably 10 feet down.
I mean, like, not like depth, but like distance. Because I'm gonna take the ready action to throw my javelin at him when he surfaces.
About 15 feet away.
Yeah, I want to take the ready action.
Okay.
To javelin throw.
If he surfaces?
If when he surfaces.
Okay.
So that's my turn.
Moonshadow.
How close am I to him? Because I'm in a different boat.
You are about 15 feet away. 15 feet away and then down 10 feet.
I'm gonna hold my action to try and hit him when he comes up.
Okay.
If he comes up.
If he comes up. Gilbert.
I'm gonna disengage and swim up.
Okay.
And hopefully climb back onto the boat.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna kind of go. Just go. Get out of here.
Roots.
Is he still in attacking distance from me?
Yeah, because you're underwater now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Underwater moth.
Like a moth in a bathtub.
Oh, that's gonna be a 23.
Yeah, that hits.
That's 10 fire damage underwater.
As you kind of slash out underwater, you can watch as you kind of slice into Sean's side, and he goes. There's a sharp hissing, squealy noise, kind of like a lobster in water sound, and he looks in pain, but incredibly so. Lochran.
I'm gonna, because like Gil came up, clambered into the boat, and said, like, we gotta go, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
We
So
gotta
as
go.
my first, as like my action, I'm gonna, can I even like do a firebolt like down into the water?
Yeah. It's just magical water that makes it go away.
So it's a 23 to hit.
Yep.
No, that's not nice. So it's gonna be 6 fire damage.
And you hear, like, you can see bubbles, like boiling bubbles come up.
Mm-hmm. And then like as my movement, because like Druzy doesn't seem right.
Nope.
I take Gil's advice and start like paddling us. Getting the hell out of there.
You're getting the hell out of Dodge.
Goodbye, Roots.
Druzy.
We got like my grandpa instincts of preserving the young folk is kicking in.
Druzy.
I can still see Tron, right? Like I know where he is in the water.
Yeah, kind of. You can't really
Okay.
see. You can get shape now that Gil's out.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. 17.
Yes.
Nice. I still hit, even though I rolled max bane. Max damage. 8 of the cold.
Ooh.
And the slowing down.
Good to know.
He has to slow down.
Roots.
Yeah.
Oh.
I should probably...
No, not your turn. Not your turn. It's going after you.
Okay.
It misses with its first attack. And it hits on its second. Dealing 10 bludgeoning damage. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Never mind. Make a wisdom saving throw.
19. Oh, that's 19.
Okay, you shrug it off. Yeah, but he comes up to you, and he swims past you, kind of just like the sinister growl looking like face, and he surfaces, and he makes he looks at all of you guys kind of like an alligator sitting at the water.
He surfaces by ready action triggers.
I was gonna say mine too.
Yeehaw!
Yeah.
That is rest in peace. 7 to hit.
Nope.
Yeah, no. So I lose the javelin. It's gone forever.
That's a 12.
Nope. Okay.
Fail.
Neither one of you hits. It was its turn. Nazar.
How far is it from me?
He is within 5 feet of you.
Dope. I'm gonna take my big boy fat axe and I'm gonna hit him with that is a 18 to hit.
Yes.
That's gonna deal 11 damage. 11 slashing.
Ooh, ooh, ouchie, ouch.
Ooh, ouch. Ooh, fuck you, dude. I'm standing on the boat. I'm like, oh yeah, fuck this guy.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Moonshadow.
Yeah, I'm also gonna stand on the boat and I'm
You're
gonna
rocking the boat.
Don't rock the boat, yo.
Don't rock the boat, baby.
Don't rock the boat.
That's
15 to hit.
That hits.
6 slashing damage.
How do you want to do it?
What?
How do you want to do it?
I just wanna take my scimitar and just stab it in the top of his head like a.
You go through. You hit it, and as you make contact through it, it kind of goes through, and it feels like your sword or your scimitar is going through honey, and the form kind of breaks apart and goes jelly-like, and as in that moment you see 2 other pseudopods come out of the water and go and collapse in the water, and it rocks the boats really hard as it hits the water around you, and it.
I want to try and grab whatever it is to pull it into the boat so it doesn't sink.
Okay. It.
We're gone.
You grab it and you pull it into the boat, and it's like this limp, kind of like a jelly arm sort of thing, and but it's kind of slowly receding. But it's not moving. It's just the weight of it is going down.
Okay. I feel like I'm kind of trying to figure out what it is. Have I seen something like this before?
Make a nature check. Make a nature check.
Okay. 17.
You're not super familiar with it, but you kind of think it's kind of in the same family as an ooze or a jelly or a pudding.
Okay.
But you don't really know. You don't know the exact name of it, but you have heard of these jelly-like creatures that can morph into people they have eaten.
Oh, yay.
Ew.
Ew.
I personally feel violated. And I would like to take a nap now.
Oh my god.
So that I can get my 1d4 back.
Is this the kind of condition that can be cured with lesser restoration, or is it only a short rest?
Greater. Or heal.
Greater? Oh. Nope.
Yep.
Well, I've done all I can do.
I've done all I can do.
Which is
I'm
nothing.
gonna sit back down in the boat and say, let's go. Off we go.
I'm gonna take my shirt off and start wringing it out.
It's gotten about 6 feet.
Okay. That's pretty.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take my shirt off and just wring it out.
Is my javelin floating in the water or did it sink when I threw it?
Man, you threw it in there and it went down.
Yeah, bye forever.
Bye.
Good time.
So,
I want to cheekily wolf whistle when Gil takes his shirt off.
ooh. You have a fan.
I'm just gonna shake my head and ignore it.
What's Gilbert's physique like? Is it like we got that Alex Jones like power body?
Actually, he's stout, but he's pretty muscular. But he's covered in. You can see a lot of places where the skin has been broken and healed and broken again. So it's just a lot of like purple and green, yellow splotches. Oh, they're just bruises, just repetitive bruising.
Okay.
Just from getting beaten up constantly.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
You all kind of meander your way onwards after this weird midday event. You travel for a few hours, and you make your by nightfall, you make your way to the eastern shore of Basin Lake. So you can probably shore up and set up camp for the night.
Sounds good.
All right, I'm into it.
And you know now that the next leg of your journey will be made on foot.
Nice. I'm gonna fold up the boat and put it back in my titty pocket.
Titty pocket.
Boat be gone.
So we made it all the way up and like to. I want.
So, can you pull up your map really quick on your phone? I will explain to you where you're at. So you are at the tribute or the main river where Stone Lake goes into Basin Lake. You're on the other side, the northern side of that riverbank. So you probably have about half a day's travel tomorrow.
Okay.
To get to Seepridge.
Yippee.
It's going much quicker than I expected, honestly.
Bullfield is nowhere near the lake shore. I think that young man was lying to us.
I think he may have been spreading falsities.
He was liar. He was liar.
Like, that was weird.
I think he was a musical instrument.
Anything you guys want to accomplish before resting up for the night?
Not like accomplished, but as we're like setting up camp and kind of like relaxing into sleep, Locke pulls out like a very old like concertina accordion and like plays it a little bit and like puts it away after like 5 minutes of like he's trying to like remember something.
I'm surprised you carried that with you.
I mean, honestly, it's from a lifetime ago, but it was in the bag that I grabbed when we were leaving Tan Butte, and it has some sentimental value.
Yeah, Doctor, I would say with you, I do have my loot, but I am having a really difficult time remembering how to say it right now.
You are just full of surprises, Locke.
I want to take a nap. And then I go to sleep.
Locke is worried Druzy has a concussion and like almost doesn't let her go to sleep. But I know.
I'm gonna read by the campfire.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sit up and drink.
Are we under tree cover? No.
No. As you've kind of shored up here, you've noticed that unlike the western side of the banks of this lake, the dirt here is much dustier, a bit gravelly, harder, and it's redder.
Oh shit. I guess Locke would set up. Wait, we didn't set up watches.
I'm assuming it's the same. Maybe.
Probably aside from you.
Previous night.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
First watch then.
Same thing. Do you want me to make a
Yeah.
Perception check.
Yep.
Hey, what's your addition to perception?
I have a plus 11.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, just do it with advantage.
I'm very observant.
Okay. I didn't know if you were gonna be like +3. I was like, mine's also +3.
I got a 29.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Must be real good.
You, as Nazar's nose is stuck in his book and he's kind of just like occasionally looking up, he is keeping watch with you, but more interested in the book. You look across what is more like, you ever been to Colorado? Or
No. Well, actually, yes, but not. I had the flu the whole time.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like gravelly, dusty, but it's got little shrubby areas here and there. Like, I want to say tundra, but it's not tundra. Where the
taiga.
Taiga? Is that what it's called?
No,
That's more. That's still cold.
yeah,
Less.
like scrubby. Like this is very western.
Yeah.
Lands.
Yeah, very western landscape. Whereas opposed like other areas that Tan Butte and stuff is more Great Plains.
Yeah. Like we've gone north from Texas into Colorado, or from like Oklahoma into Colorado.
Kind of. You're kind of sitting there, and you look out past some weird rock formations, and you see a figure kind of glide by.
Well, that's not good.
And then you don't see it off the silhouette of night.
Okay. I would definitely tell Nazar. Like, Nazar, like, 12, like, whatever o'clock it would have been, like, as soon as I, like, clocked it, I would have been like...
Then
Nazar.
I'm gonna close my book and, like, subtly turn, like, I'm putting it down, but really I'm looking behind myself to try to, like, see what Locke saw, and, like, kind of looking just behind me as discreetly as possible.
Yeah, but it's not coming closer. It's, like, going, like, across the horizon.
Yeah, it seemed like it was pretty far away to begin with.
Okay.
But it was something you did notice. And
Okay.
You see it kind of goes off further, and you kind of see, like, you can kind of make out a silhouette, and it's kind of got, like, a ridged brow, but a very, like, slicked back kind of head. Very smooth. And then and you see, like, a couple of those kind of go up.
Okay.
And then
like horns or like wings or like
similar to Sean, like the pseudopod kind of thing. You can't tell from this distance exactly, but it pauses again, and you can feel in your chest that somebody's looking at you directly.
Alright.
And almost like feel weirdly invasive into your thoughts, and then it goes away.
I hated that.
I'm a fan.
I say that out loud. I hated that.
We're gonna want to tell the when we hand off the watch that we may not be alone.
Yeah, not.
And I do not go back to reading. I just stay alert the rest of the time.
Okay. Nothing else happens on your watch. Next watch.
Doesn't he?
Druzy wakes up. It's my turn to watch.
Well, because I had a short rest, so I don't have my -4 anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ash, do you want me to roll with advantage, or do you want us to both to roll?
What's your plus in perception?
6.
Let's just both go for it.
Okay, let's go for it. What'd you get?
I got a 9.
I got a natural 20.
I'm just using the downtime to play.
Relax.
What do you think?
Okay, just character skills.
Okay. You're sitting there, and since you finally got a little bit of a rest and thought about how awful that experience was for you,
That was not great.
you don't see anything unusual other than, an occasional deer or something. But you do take this time to look up, and you kind of see the stars. And you kind of realize that you haven't sat and actually had a moment of peace in a long time. You've always kind of had the fear of looking over your shoulder. But there's a feeling inside you that maybe that's going to change. And you kind of feel like a comfort in that. Fills you with determination.
Yeah.
Last watch, please.
Hey, it's your boy. I'm opening up my alcohol. Good morning.
Good morning, Krusty Crew.
Walker wakes up out of a dead sleep, points at Gilbert, says, "That completely defeats the purpose of a watch," and goes back. If you ask me about it tomorrow, you will have no recollection.
Well, how about this? 3.
I rolled a 12.
I have a passive of 16.
That doesn't mean anything.
But I'm not, yeah, so I'm actively looking. I'm just like, we're good.
You guys watch the sunrise. It's pretty.
Actually, I'd like to confide in Roots with something before we head into Seepridge.
Oh, absolutely.
There's when we get into town tomorrow, there may be we've traveled for a little bit together now, and I'd like you make a delicious herb liquor of some sort, and it's impressed me enough that and you've traveled with us and proven yourself enough that I sort of trust you. At least enough.
If we're being honest, nobody's ever puked on me before, so I feel like that brings us closer together.
I suppose, yeah, I guess you're right there. But I don't know how many of the others know, but Seepridge is not. It's not a town that I wanted to see again.
And why is that, partner?
It's a town that has a lot of bad memories and I left a lot of my mistakes behind here.
It's alright, friend. We all go on this journey through life, trying to reinvent ourselves, forgetting about past mistakes. Whatever happens in there, I got your back.
God damn, you're a wise moth. I'm glad to have you by my side, Roots Wayne.
I like to imagine that this is like what they mean to say to each other, but like to an outside observer, it would be a drunk and a pothead, just like, you man, like, man, you so mad.
Man, you get me. Yeah, I get you, and you get me. Yeah, man.
And the
We
sun,
got each other.
and then the sun rises.
Yes. And then the sun rises.
And we stop cuddling together.
I roll up our one sleeping bag and get...
Nibbles on the corner of the sleeping bag.
just your side of the sleeping bag's got a little bite mark in it. Mine's just stained with rum.
This is not the romance I thought would develop in the party, but like,
Hi, Carl.
chef kiss.
Oh my god. Jesus.
We're just the Sin siblings.
So, you wake up, or the rest of you wake up. It's a new day. And as you kind of get a better look of your surroundings. It's very Badland-esque into mountains. You can kind of see off in the distance the mountains starting to go up. And some of you know better than others that Seepridge is very nearby. So, how do you begin your day?
Drinking.
No!
Drinking.
I
But probably like a nice breakfast stout.
Nice morning idea.
I as we're all getting up, I gather everybody into a circle. Or actually, no, I don't gather everybody up. But Locke thinks to himself that yesterday was a tough day. The day before it was a tough day. So he says a short prayer to somebody. He's not really sure, but everyone's current hit points and hit point maximum goes up by 5 for the next 8 hours.
Joe.
Also,
Thanks, Pam.
also,
Oh, actually, no, never mind. It's only Moonshadow, Gil, and Locke.
I say a little prayer for me. You also level up.
We really fucked up those windows, huh?
Hell yeah.
What do I get?
So we taking a pee break while we level up, right?
Yeah. Shaka bruh. So, you gather your shit up. You start your morning drinking.
Yeah.
Or your morning socking, I guess. I don't know what you do. Right?
That's different.
A little baby sock.
Little booty sack.
Little booty sack. Oh my god.
Ate a little baby stuff.
You ever just carry munchies on the road? It's a little baby sack.
That's so gross.
Mm.
Somehow it's worse than full-size socks.
Bite-sized.
Allison, since as we're heading into Seepridge, does Locke the character have any knowledge of any puzzle pieces to put together about Gil and Seepridge?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm not pushing. Just kind of since we're the ones who are from Tanbutte.
I know that my rumor has to do with Bill going to prison, but I don't know necessarily that he went to Seepridge unless it's the only prison nearby.
It's the major prison system, prison
Okay.
place in the SHS.
So if I heard that Gil went to prison, I could safely assume that it was at Seepridge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then I do know. Never mind, I take it all back. I do know why he doesn't want to go there.
As we're going, do I know anything about Seepridge? Is it just is it a penal colony? Is it
It's a town.
prison labor?
It's like a prison labor town. There is a huge prison. That it used to be part of where it used to be an old dwarven town, but ever since the fight between the dwarves and the dragon kind, it's been taken over by just general population, and they converted the dwarven mines into labor mines, so the criminals would work in the mines. But there is Seepridge, the town that's outside of Seepridge Prison, is very similar to Tanbutte, maybe a little bit smaller. Not as much people don't really like to live here because it's mostly prisoners. So, like, there's a giant prison in town. People don't like
Metal as fuck.
Metal is
It's like that like giant prison in Siberia that has like a town that like employs an entire town.
Yeah.
kind of. It's about mid-morning. You guys have been slowly hoofing it, I'm assuming, to Seepridge. Or some faster than others.
Understand?
You're probably a couple hours away yet, and you come, you kind of go through different trails and stuff, kind of wandering the area. How descriptive was that? And as you're walking by, you kind of can see up on the bluff that there is a man sitting up higher up, just kind of watching. And he has a shotgun.
I'm gonna get close to Gil and I'm gonna tell Gil, I know that you do not like this place, so if you do not want to go here, we can meet you when we're done.
No, it's fine. It's better than being alone and nearby.
Roots gives Gil a reassuring pat on the back and a wink.
I give him a reassuring and gracious nod.
As you guys kind of start slowly saddling up to this area, you get closer and you notice that it's a very slender dwarven man sitting up on the bluff. And it's kind of rockier throughout. Again, very Badlandsy. Just a hat on, like typical Stetson hat. He's dusted with red and dirt, and you can kind of see that he is riddled with tons of marks and cuts and everything on him. And he cocks the gun in your direction.
I'm gonna raise my hands, like, not all the way over my head, but, like, just up by my chest and be like, we're okay, it's okay. I kind of nod at him, like, hey.
Aaron, well met, hearty yeoman.
Walk amongst the sheep.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Wolf's Den. He's in Rawwood, though. No, he went to Seepridge Prison. So all I have is When the Crow Flies at Night.
That's what I have too, is When the Crow Flies at Night.
But I don't know if that was in conjunction with
I don't think so.
the sheep thing.
It was the...
It's in
no,
Frank's other notebook.
when we were talking with that little halfling.
It's a gnome.
It was when we went to visit Sawyer Baxter, Silas's friend. Silas went to Seepridge Prison to deliver something. We went to visit Sawyer Baxter, his parents Jameson and Cynthia. Okay. Silas and Sawyer were supposed to do a job for the Wolf's Den. He'd been checking out the Beaconeers, had some dirt on some people. Weekman's boat got fucked. Quote, when the crow flies at night. End quote. That is exactly what I have. I don't have necessarily what prompts it, but that's what I wrote down.
Safe to say that probably is what you might say.
Really can go ahead again.
Okay. I don't want to fucking die. Okay. Al, what did he say to us again? He cocks the shotgun and then...
Walk amongst the sheep.
And Am I the face of this group now? Do I have to say this? Okay.
I mean, I can if you don't wanna.
No, I'll do it. So I guess I'll kind of step forward very cautiously with my hands up because I do have a gun, but I'm not touching it. And I'll just very quietly say, when the crow flies at night.
The fuck does that mean?
Oh,
I
shit.
don't know!
Crow-
I'm sorry, we're just looking for a friend, that's all. Can you please put your gun down?
He still has it pointed at you, but then he shifts a little bit. In what is a cold look, he flips the safety, or not safety, it doesn't have safety back then. He flips the butt thing, whatever it's called. Hammer. The hammer. That's it. It was gonna bother me. And he smiles. Is that Shotgun Sullivan? Holy shit.
I'm gonna just go back and hide behind everyone else. In my bed, I'm leaving.
I'm just gonna like barely acknowledge.
Didn't think I'd see your shitty ass here again. Wow.
I'm very rude.
I'm gonna step in front of Gil and I'm gonna say, and who are you?
Lash.
Lash. Do you have a last name?
Considering I don't know who you are, no, I don't.
I'm surprised you don't know who I am, but that's okay.
I don't know. Do you work in some formal capacity as a guard, Mr. Lash, or do you just accost travelers on the road?
Accost? I'd hardly say that's what I'm doing.
I would say you're pointing a gun at me and my friends, and if this is a formal duty that you perform in service of Seepridge, well, I cannot begrudge you that.
I
But
don't work for this fucking town.
another man on these roads, I would ask that we will go our way and you will go yours, as two ships passing in the night.
Where are you running with these educated folks now, man?
Yeah,
What the hell is this?
unfortunate circumstances have brought me and us together.
Sucks to be you, then.
Yeah.
Seepridge changed a lot since before you got fuck out. There's been new change in management.
There's a new warden, or
Sure.
a new person in charge of the town?
Let's just say the warden got what's coming to him. It's vague and intimidating.
I'm just gonna kind of nod.
Well, don't let the Lord know that I let you through. But if you're... let him know that you used to be in the prison system here and you'll be okay. Your other folks here I don't know so much about, but...
Yeah,
it's a new time in Seepridge, Gil.
Yeah, I'll keep track of them. It's good to see you, Lash.
He tips his hat a little bit. Afternoon.
And I'm gonna kind of like turn to the group and kind of like push them forward. Just be like, let's keep going.
staring at Lash as we're being pushed away. I'm not gonna fight against being pushed away, but I'm gonna kind of stare at him.
Last time you stared at someone, it didn't go very well.
Nazar, as he doesn't break and he just tips his hat up further and he just goes,
Yeah, no, I got you.
thank you.
I don't know. Locke isn't sure if he loves this guy or hates him. I guess as we're
Did
like...
he seem put off that I was a dragon man? I'm trying to, feel that out still. How many people are surprised by that?
He didn't seem... He kind of gave you the same air that he gave Druzy and everybody else.
Yeah.
I am off-putting sometimes.
Me too, it's okay. So is my character.
Once we're out of earshot of this guy, I kind of sidle, walk, get next to Gil and ask, is he a friend of yours? Or more of a known associate?
There isn't really anyone in Seepridge I'd call a friend. I had some, but once I left them behind. Lash was probably one of the better. He's tough, but he's at least a little bit fair.
And when he says the warden thought what was coming to him was a bouquet of flowers and a pat on the back, or is it what we all pretty much think it is?
It could be anywhere from, well, I'd say the one thing I think is a short drop, quick stop.
So he's dead?
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah.
A gown.
So is that a good thing or a
Do we
bad thing? I mean, I understand that you weren't a willing guest at the Seepridge Luxury Arms, but
I'm just gonna give you sort of a deadpan look and say, anyone who takes out the warden or the warden that I know and calls themselves Lord ain't no better than the ruler we had before here. Probably worse.
and without getting into unpleasant details, how long have you been away from this place?
Better part of 2 decades, 20 years.
How long were you here for?
Not long, but long enough.
And Gil, I've known you for, well, almost as long as, you've been out of this place, maybe longer, but there's no reason, no legal reason that you coming into Seepridge would put you back in a cage, would it?
I'm not worried about getting pushed into a cage again. I know how to live through that. It's what still might be around this place or behind those cages. And the memory of who I was before I left.
Well, hopefully we'll get news that Silas broke his leg and has been recuperating and is already well on his way to Tanbuke, and we'll be out of this place in 3-4 hours, maybe.
It's very wishful thinking, Locke.
Yeah.
I'm be a little bit optimistic here.
I just recommend that you don't go around causing trouble. Especially if there's a new law in this place. I might have enough credentials to back myself up, but if one of you gets into something you can't get yourself out of, I might not be able to help you.
Well, Gilbert, I never go looking for trouble on purpose.
And that's why we got kicked out of Tambu.
Locke does the, taps the side of his nose, and it's like, we are back in the civilized areas of the SHS. I comported myself properly for nearly 2 decades before getting run out of town. And they, leans back to, touch his roots on the arm, and it's like, I'm making a joke. I don't think Fairbrook is any less civilized. Honestly, it's more civilized in a lot of ways. It's just not good.
Honestly,
a bit of a laugh. He goes, and then a side eye, like he doesn't trust him.
Honestly, Doc, one person would get a look at you and know you're not from around here. Just saying. And we keep on.
Keep on trucking.
I guess we wander into town.
You still got a couple hours.
Towards town, I mean.
Yeah, you still heading towards town. And it seems a little bit hotter today. Like, a lot hotter. Maybe it's just you're in a different landscape and you're just not used to it. Or because the sun is, beating the fuck down on y'all. And as you're kind of just trudging along, you look ahead and you hear a chittering.
Uh-oh.
And it kind of gets a little bit louder for a second, and a little brush weasel, like a red brush weasel, like jumps across the road a little bit, kind of like how a squirrel goes.
Come on him.
And
I want to try and tame him.
and he goes out through the low shrubs and rocks.
Can I have him?
Oi! Get down, you little weasel. So, what do you do?
Desire
Come on him.
to tame him.
Well, he's running away. You gotta catch him first.
I'll walk behind Moonshadow as she runs after him.
Alright.
I'm trying to keep my cool because Gilbert said not to cause trouble.
I don't think running off from the group is a good idea.
I'm not running, I'm walking.
I'm walking. Goom, 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 goom.
Oh, he's big boy. He's dummy thick.
Make dexterity checks.
I'm not trying to catch him, I'm just walking.
As soon as you go to pounce and grab him, it wiggles between your paws and goes, and it chitters and it goes further away. And
Big sad.
and you kind of stand up in defeat as it slinks off, and you watch it slip underneath like a little lump of rocks, and all of a sudden you hear like a
Was it a pain squeal or like
a mournful squeak.
No!
Set him up.
I want to go investigate.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
I want to see if he's okay.
Is the brush weasel okay? Oh no, Tommy. Okay, you go over and investigate. And as you're walking up, the large rock that's on top of it goes, and this small gnomish girl crawls out from the rocks and has a dead weasel like in a rat trap, and has her back to you and stands up out of the ground.
Shit.
No.
Hello. I did not.
And she just runs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to scare you.
She beats feet just like that weasel did.
I'm gonna put my hand on Moonshadow's shoulder and say, "Do not go after her. We are not causing trouble today."
It's okay. There was a person in the ground. It's okay.
It's okay. People come from ground. People come from different places. We do not judge.
We were not expecting. I'm very surprised.
This is okay. Let's go back, and I guide her back to the group.
It is probably about 4 o'clock in the evening as you come up to an area where it's kind of like bluffish going up, and you see 2 wooden posts. You see a sign adorned with rusted pickaxes, shovels, and various other tools. It hangs aloft by one thick chain, the other broken, which allows a sign to kind of rotate back and forth. And it says Seepridge. Gilbert spits.
Gilbert,
What?
you're the one who was holding us about polite society.
I didn't say this was polite society.
He said just not to get into trouble.
It implies polite society.
Not where I'm from, it doesn't.
As you guys, those of which who are familiar with Seepridge and have been around for a little bit, know that there is something missing to the air, and it's the sound of chain gangs breaking stone and hearing chains rattle. You don't hear it, and as you're walking into town, it's not really active, and all you can hear is kind of the sounds of nature.
This ain't right.
No? What is not right?
There's supposed to be people.
Where are we coming into town from?
By the drugstore.
Okay. So as we're coming in, and it doesn't, like, there's no people.
Oh.
I think Locke would be doing like first, like second story windows kind of thing, like making sure we're not walking into like an ambush.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Like, it was kind of like being like, just generally on edge for that. It's gonna be a 19.
Like I said, it's if a tumbleweed could pass through town, you could hear it.
Okay.
But you do notice that, like the drugstore, that the door seems to be kind of ajar. Windows are broken. And as you kind of look in the places, you can start noticing that things have been, like, ransacked or raided.
I'm gonna... Whoa.
The phone fell over?
Yeah, it did.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's good on this end. What?
I'm gonna make my way over to the saloon.
Mm-hmm. You know it as the Tippy Tankard.
The Tippy Tankard.
I would head for this saloon as well, being intimately familiar with saloons.
Yeah, it's mostly out of familiarity and to see if my growing hypothesis is true.
Okay. You push it, open the doors, and they kind of go.
Yeah.
Smells like spilled booze and maybe some old vomit that hasn't been cleaned up for a bit.
Home, sweet home.
You can kind of see, as you're kind of looking around in here, you notice, while only having 2 floors, not as great as Rusty's place, it's generally in disarray. And there happens to be a couple bodies in there.
Well,
Are they dead? I want to check them. I want to search the body. Is it dead?
Couple bodies of water.
I'm back. I'm a doctor.
It's my time to shine,
I
bitches.
punched them.
No.
I want to loot the bodies.
Oh my god.
They're dead.
I want to see how they died.
Can I loot them while Locke is examining?
Okay. I want to do a medicinal.
You find a note that says, "Mind your own property, nut job."
I thought this was America.
It's not.
That's
It's
only-
Farina.
That's only an 11. Kind of looking for wounds.
Hey, man. It's pretty easy. Because he's got his head bashed in.
Oh, well, fuck.
Nazar, you don't find
These
anything.
men are dead.
These men are dead.
As I'm rifling through the pockets, do I find anything?
Nope.
Cool.
Pick clean.
Damn
That's
it.
all I have to do, but look through his
Bastard.
pocket through the bench.
Do I recognize them?
Nah.
These men are dead, but they've also been robbed. Post-mortem.
Good at you.
Maybe pre-mortem.
Hey.
Whoa.
How much decay is there on them?
You didn't really roll that well, so sorry.
Okay.
They don't look
Are-
fresh.
Okay. But they're not like the flesh isn't like actively sloughing off the bones.
Correct.
Okay.
What?
I don't think I can check. How's the bar? Is it like also picked clean and basically empty?
Fuck.
Cool.
Yeah, I was gonna go behind the bar and see if there's anything on tap.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Dave,
Can
those
I,
are
like-
glasses.
There's some. Most of them are broken.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'll bring out my own.
Kind of like an investigation to see if there was like a struggle or if these corpses were just like dumped here.
Oh, come on, Locke. There was a struggle.
I mean,
You get nothing but grubby foam.
yeah, like that's kind of what, or like, did these are those 2, right?
Yeah.
Like, did they kill each other? Were they killed here?
Was it an act of
I don't know. Let's roll. I got a natural 20. Do I like glean anything from like the scene?
Suddenly a vision besets you.
CSI.
I was
Seepridge.
this man.
You have a vision.
I start taking a red thread and like connecting them to blood splatter.
The camera
from
slowly zooms in on his blood wound and you take it to a different galaxy.
I totally understand if there's nothing else to learn.
You can consider that they are probably killed in some massive blow of violence and destruction, as is the shambles of the rest of the bar.
They all peek down.
They just happen to be the casualties of whatever happened here.
Okay.
Because the other one got
Do you think that?
the other one got shot.
Oh, okay. Gilbert, do you think that there's been some sort of inmates running the asylum kind of twist happening here? That somehow the warden was killed and that the townsfolk are now in the prison and the prisoners are running the prison like some sort of like episode of Watchmen?
That's a very specific inquiry. Well, Lash did say that Seepridge had changed. Didn't expect it to be this much. I'm afraid that the answer to what happened here might lie at the prison.
Let's go to the prison.
Well, not so fast. If the new warden or the lord is responsible for this, I don't know how much about the prison has changed too.
That's very fair.
Is there a seat of government, a town hall or something that we might be able to find records in?
I don't know about record. I never set foot in town hall, but I know it's this way.
Yeah, that's where Locke would want to go.
I'll go with you.
I just wanted to ask Gilbert where he would suggest, since he knows the town, where should we go to try and find answers before we go to the prison? If town hall's it, then town hall it is.
I have if I don't know if this was a robbery, but I would check the bank, perhaps, because if the general store and the saloon are in such a disarray, it might be worth checking the bank to see if whoever did this was after the money or was just after here to cause chaos.
Okay.
Solid.
And I can see on the map that the bank is like across the street. Is there like a sign that would say that? Like we would know that's the bank?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the bank.
Yeah, I think everybody be on your toes.
I ain't got toes.
What?
I also can't read.
He's one of the some people from Spy Kids.
Oh God.
Cut off your toes. You just walk around.
So you make it to the bank. Make your way over to the bank. It seems like, the teller stall, like the bar kind of things have been bashed in. Money bags are everywhere. There are occasional, coin here and there.
I'm gonna take them up.
Okay, Moonshadow's gonna take her time and look around on the floor looking for gold.
Yep.
It's about 10 gold pieces.
Good. I like money.
Like money. You can see that where the safe was in the back, because you can pretty much have free reign, it seems like here. It's exploded.
Oh shit.
So the safe hinges is kind of like this, and it's been rolled to the side. And going through and seeing things, there are the occasional coin that Moonshadow's picking up. That's what's kind of been left.
Question.
What?
Does it look like the explosion marks are from the inside of the vault or from the outside?
The outside.
Okay.
Like broken.
Yeah. Is there like a main office, like a bank president's office?
No, it seems to just be the tellers and the safe.
Okay. And are there any documents or anything lying around?
Just letterhead and maybe slips and stuff that might have been in safe deposit boxes.
Okay.
So is the safe like a big vault?
Yes.
Is it open or is it just is it?
It's open.
Can we see in or no?
Yeah, it's its own room. The vault door was blown and moved to the side.
Dun, 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 dun.
It is trashed. All of the drawers are broken. and thrown. There's a big pile. Some are just left jankily back on the shelves. But there's the occasional, like, bits of what jewelry, like, like a crushed pearl here and there or something. Like
Can I make an
keeps...
investigation on the room?
Sure. Bro.
That is a 17.
Like I said, you find some bits of broken keepsakes, the occasional coin here and there, but nothing of value other than that.
Okay. Think is next door to the general store, right? Because we looked at the drugstore.
Correct.
We looked at the saloon.
Well, you only glanced into the other stores,
right?
Because Locke was just kind of doing a pass-in. Huh?
Yeah.
So where are you going now?
I just want to do a kind of a passing glance into the general store and see if it looks to be more of the same, since we're next door to it anyway.
Are you able to see the prison from town?
Yeah, you can see the tops of it.
Yeah.
And you can see, like, a guard tower or two.
Yeah.
But it's...
Which way is it? That way?
Yeah, it's north of town.
I'm gonna head out of the bank and kind of stand in front of, like, near the town hall, kind of right here, and just kind of stand in the middle of town and face the direction of the prison.
Well, as you kind of walk out here, you pass a jobs board, call board here. You pass a blacksmith's place. You pass a broken, like, little horse pen. Horse isn't there anymore.
Classic.
And you see the town hall. And as the sun's starting to set, and you're looking out, you look at the steps of the town hall, and you see something turning.
I'm gonna go closer towards it. Kind of, perhaps make an investigation check, or...
No, you don't need to make one. As you kind of start stepping up, or down the road, and as the light is starting to fade, your heart kind of skips and sinks to the bowels of your stomach, and you see 3 hanging bodies hanging from the roof canopy of the town hall, right in the middle of town. One is a gnome, one is a human, and 2 are humans. 1 female and 1 male. One that you recognize. It's Warden Giles.
I'm just gonna hang my head, and if I had a hat, I'd take it off.
Thanks for listening! Be sure to check us out on all your favorite social media platforms at Ghostlight Dice. Special thanks to John Claudy for our theme, Wide Open Chaparral.